Hi, this is Brian Bennett for CNET.com, and right now we're taking a first look at the Sony Xperia ZL. This unlocked smartphone is quite well appointed, and for the steep $759.99 unsubsidized price Sony is charging for it, well, it better be. The first thing you'll notice about the Xperia ZL is its large 5-inch LCD screen. Not only is the screen bright, it boasts a full HD resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels too, and displays vibrant colors. One thing I noticed off the bat, though, is if you stray from viewing the screen directly head-on, image quality deteriorates quickly. By contrast, the HTC One, which features a slightly smaller 4.7-inch LCD display, has the same resolution, brightness, but much wider viewing angles. Despite its large display, however, the Xperia ZL is sleek. At just 0.4-inch thick, the phone is thin, with stylishly dark good looks. Under the Xperia ZL's display is a slick notification light that looks like some sort of robotic eye winking at me from the future. Well, maybe that's just me. It also changes color depending on the alert the light is calling attention to. Next to that is the ZL's front-facing 2-megapixel camera, which is an odd choice. Typically, phone makers position the cams above, not below the screen. There are no capacitive buttons here either. You have to tap the screen to fire up virtual keys for basic Android controls. On the phone's right edge are the Xperia ZL's only physical controls. Placed here are a thin volume rocker, a dedicated camera key, plus a prominent circular power button sitting in between them. The left side holds a micro USB port, while up top you'll find a 3.5mm headphone jack. Sony throws in a set of earbuds that are nicer than the usual throwaway models bundled with phones. A little door cover slots for micro SD and SIM cards. The battery, however, is embedded. The ZL's back side is textured plastic and not the more premium glass materials Sony uses in the Xperia Z. Another difference between the Xperia ZL and the Xperia Z is that the ZL isn't water or dust resistant. Internal components are the same as the Xperia Z, though. Under the hood is a 1.5 GHz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, 2 GB of RAM, and 16 GB of internal storage. Not too shabby. That hardware powers the Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean OS and Sony's special UI that's grafted over it. That means you get all the power and flexibility of modern Android. Native support for Google services, including the enhanced search capabilities of Google Now. Sony has infused the ZL with its own special sauce too. Highlights are a handy weather widget and a nice remote control app to use the phone as a second clicker for TVs and AV receivers. The Xperia's 13-megapixel camera has a ton of features, settings, and shooting modes too. As an unlocked GSM handset, the Xperia ZL connects to T-Mobile and AT&T's GSM networks in the US, plus supports 4G LTE bands 1, 2, 4, 5, and 17. I'm Brian Bennett for CNET.com, and this has been a first look at the Sony Xperia ZL.